How you doing, Facebook land? It's your host, Dr. Coleman from the doctor's office. We're going to be talking about today honesty in a relationship. And a lot of time we're bringing this up. It can be a small thing, but it can be a huge thing if you allow it to. But I'm going to kind of explain it more in depth when I bring Dr. Neck up, a.k.a. Gerard McCain, to the stage.
Hey, what's going on, Doctor?
How you doing? Have a seat here. Well, basically what we were talking about is honesty in a relationship. And what I mean by honesty in a relationship is, okay, you got women that wants men to be honest. Like, all you got to do is be a man about it. How many times you heard that? If you be a man about it, okay, we be a man about it. And if we honestly come to you and tell you exactly what we're thinking, y'all will be offended. But it is their choice if they stay or go. I'll give you a prime example. Man, sometimes we are visual individuals. That make any sense? It is. We're visual, so when we see a woman, we'll be like, man, in our mind, we'll be like, man, I want to have sex with her. We don't know nothing about it. We don't know nothing about it. We'll say that. But if we went to her and said, hey, I really think you're attractive. I don't want no relationship or nothing like that. I want to have sex with you. What do you think is going to happen if he does that?
Basically, most women is going to ignore him or probably try to slap him or walk away.
Now, with that being said, that man was being honest. He didn't play no games with you. He didn't. And I think this is the worst, when a man lies and says he's going to do all these different things for this woman. Like, okay, I'm going to take you to Paris, or I'm going to romance you like no other. And then in his mind, all he wanted was sex. Right. And then, okay, he gets what he wants because, not saying you fall for it, but it sounds good. And what woman is not going to, want to be in that type of capacity? Right. So he goes, he does all that, he has sex with her, don't ever call her back. No, he's a dog, right? But he's not.
I mean, that's a two-way street. It just depends on what all really happened. Like, if he had sex with her and he don't call her no more, I think the sex might have been whack. Because most women, if you have sex with her and it's good, you're going to call back.
But, right? That's the true statement. But there's a lot of guys that has it where no matter if it's good or bad, these guys want to just conquer.
Or maybe it was a certain aura that she put out, like, I'm too good for that type of interaction or that type of encounter. So, you know what I mean? When he did get it, it was like, man, I just wanted to show her that she wasn't as,
and that could be true. But the thing about it is the honesty aspect of it, and that's what I'm speaking on. I was just giving examples, other things, other ways you could be honest, but I'm just going with that particular one because women get caught up in these relationships and then they don't know where the relationship is going because the guy came and basically was not honest with them and led them on by just having sex with them. And women don't just freely give sex away. I think it's a motive.
Excuse me, hold on. What did you say?
I said women don't freely give sex away.
Okay.
I personally think a woman wants to, if they have sex, it has to mean something. Like a lot of guys, we can have sex and it just be like, all right, whatever. Sex, okay. But
not nowadays. There's a lot of women who want to be like men, so they feel like, well, if they do it, then I'm gonna do it.
Well,
so now they got our lingo. Girl, I just wanted some ass. Or, I just wanted some. You know what I mean?
But I'm talking about, over the mass majority of women, especially good women, don't want to just give their sex away without it leading to other things. I don't think any woman just want to have sex and then, okay, that's it. Now, there's some women that want to do that. Don't get me wrong. But it's some women that sex means something to them. Mm-hmm. Those are women I'm talking about. You know what I mean? Facebook. Now, there's other ways that a man can be honest and it don't work out in our favor. If a man said he doesn't want a relationship right now, but then you continue to talk to him, he was honest with you.
Right.
So when you say that he played me, no, he didn't, because he told you from jump he never wanted that relationship. It was your choice to continue, right?
But the thing was, they heard that come out his mouth, but they wasn't listening. It was like, okay, yeah, but if they felt like if he kick it with me, he's gonna want a relationship.
But that's the whole thing. I think the way that men and women think on honesty is like, okay, we was being honest by telling you, and we'd tell you like, look, we didn't want no relationship, you know what I'm saying? But we'll continue messing with you because the sex was good, like you said before.
Or not even just because the sex was good, because you had a good personality,
right?
Or you was fun to be around, or there's other aspects of kicking it with a woman other than just sex.
And that's true, but a man can be honest enough to let you know that I think the crooks out here are the ones that tell you and feed you a bunch of garbage,
right?
And tell you what they're going to be for you, tell you what they're going to do for you, and then you get in a relationship, it's a year or two later, and I don't know how it lasted that long, but a lot of guys can do that because of their personality, because the sex was good, because you're just good company, but they don't really want a relationship with you. Regardless, they with you for 1 or 2 years, and then it hurts even more than if you just would have got that out in the open.
Or some guys will tell you, like, I've been on to do this, like, I don't really want no relationship, but I don't know what can happen in the time frame that we kicking it, But that does not guarantee that we're going to be together, though. I mean, it just doesn't. I mean, like, if I say I don't know what's going to happen or I don't know what could happen, does not mean that, something's going to come out of it.
Now, tell me this. I think you can contest to what I'm saying here as far as when a woman comes to ask a man, like, where's this relationship going? And you say, well, I don't want a relationship at this particular time. And like you just said, why don't you just let it flow and let's see where it leads to. Now, let's say it doesn't lead to a relationship or marriage or wherever they want it to be. Can you say that he played that woman?
No.
And why?
Because there was no misleading going on. There was no, well, look, just give me 1 more month, then I'll be ready for you, or just little signs like you just basically leading them on, like, well, yeah, it's gonna happen, just wait, you know what I mean, or just stuff like that. Like, if that's never said, then no, you didn't play it.
Because it's a lot of things going on where I see on Facebook, y'all put the post up like, if he would have just been man enough to come and be honest with you, he never know what he. But 9 times out of 10, if a dude came and really was honest with you, they wouldn't get the things that they're.
Dr. Coleman, I think pretty much that phrase is said to kind of hurt a man's ego, as far as it's like you wasn't man enough, or you a punk, or that's basically what they're saying is you're a punk because you didn't give it to them the way they wanted it or whatever. But when women get mad, they say stuff like that. They say worse stuff.
And they definitely do, but the honesty aspect, you can never say that a man wasn't honest, and that's the thing that I don't like.
And then 9 times out of 10, they weren't honest either, because once they get mad at you, other things come out of their mouth that they've done during the course of y'all kicking it, and now you're the bad guy because yours came out first.
And that's the truth. And I'm glad you brought it up, because let's kind of flip it. When we talk about honesty aspect, it's not all just men, because it's portrayed that men are the liars, but it's a lot of women that are not honest.
Right.
They don't come out and really tell them exactly what their motives are, because a lot of times the honesty aspect get mixed up when the motives come into play. Mm-hmm. And I think that both sides are guilty of having motives when they meet somebody. Some women have motives with men because they like, okay, I want this man to be my husband, or this man makes a decent living. Let me get him in my corner because he might can help me out with my kids or with my rent. But then let's flip it around, and I'm not saying that women, y'all need that help. I'm just saying that certain women do get guys for those particular things. Then you flip around, a man might be like, man, I want sex from her, or she may have the bread, the income that he needs, or he may desire, and like, if I get her in my corner, then she can do certain things, because I don't think the honesty aspect.
And then some people, even if you do need that, some people just put themselves in that position to be that person for you,
right,
without you even asking.
And that's why I don't.
And then sometimes if you turn stuff down, it's like, well, what's wrong with you?
Right.
Why you? What's the problem? Like, well, I just don't want it.
But that's where the honesty come in at. I mean, if a woman is spending money, or a man is spending money on a woman, what are you really doing it for? Are you doing it because you really want to help this individual, or are you doing it because you want to have something to hold over their head?
Right.
And that's where the honesty, the thin line between being honest and a liar is very thin line to tread, because you got individuals that throw money in the aspect, like, and then after you thinking that they're doing it out of the kindness of their heart, but then 3 months later, I remember I bought you them shoes. Okay, well, I didn't ask you to buy them. And that's where you know that the honesty wasn't there, because what they really was doing it for was to have something over your head. Because if I buy Gerard this shirt, I buy him these pants, he's obligated to a relationship with me. So that's the motive. And I think when you're being deceived,
or he'll be more motivated to be in a relationship.
But I think you're doing that, you're not being honest.
I feel that way too.
Because I don't, and that's what I see so many, and I'm going by what Facebook put out there. I see a lot of Facebook posts of women basically saying men are liars and men are dogs, and this is
and we are.
It's something,
we are, but some of us, but so are women. Women have gotten in that state of mind to where they want to be like the men who've hurt them. So now, they've taken on these characteristics that men have, which, if that's what makes you feel better, hey, do you.
Well, let me ask you this in closing, as far as the honesty ask, how can we make it where it really makes people come out and be more honest at the beginning of relationships? How can we get people to come out so
I
there
don't
won't
know.
be so much deception?
I don't know if you can. You know, I just don't know if you can. It's all on each individual to pretty much read between the lines and see what's going on with the other individual. I mean, you pretty much can read between the lines and see what's going on with a person by what they say, how they say it, you know, their actions, or whatever. You know, you may not want to accept it at that point, but it's the information is always there.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, in my basically final thing is just be honest up front. You know what I'm saying? But it's hard to come to a woman, ladies. It's hard for a man to come to a woman and be like, "Hey, we just want to have sex with you." Come on now. Now, 1%
Unless you're a call girl.
Yeah, and sometimes I think dudes do it. But no, seriously, it's not a man that can go up there and ask for what they want. And then a woman, it's some women that can't come up to a guy and know that they really want this guy for money or something like that. Because I've seen some of the guys out with. I've seen them. I've seen them. And y'all know good and well y'all shouldn't be with that individual. It ain't no way that Tyrone Hill, if y'all know about basketball, know that guy Tyrone Hill should have the wife that if you seen his wife, you'd be like, come on now. That nigga, if he didn't know how to, I said nigga, I'm sorry. If he couldn't play ball, you know that they wouldn't be together. So basically what I'm saying, let's be honest up front in relationships and just kind of say what we really want, and then we can save ourselves from the heartache at the end.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Sometimes you can be honest and you still gonna get heartache because you know some people they want to perceive things the way they want to perceive things. It's like a little kid, you know, a little kid that asks their parent 800 times, can they have some candy?
Right.
And each time the parent says no, the kid they're not accepting no as an answer. Like,
and that's true.
Like, Daddy, I know you said no, but can I have some candy? Like, no.
And then, like, that's another segment. You get physical with them then. I'll just play it, man. Thanks for coming on, man, Dr. Necho, shedding some light on this situation.
No problem,
Dr.
Coleman. No problem. No problem.
You going to come back for the next one?
Oh, yeah. No problem.
Okay. All right. Well, like I said, that's what it is, being honest in relationships sometimes. It's a fine line. You just can't come out and say the things that you want in a relationship and it be okay with the next person. So let's just be mindful and being honest in relationships. Once again, it's the doctor's office with your host, Dr. Coleman. Check us out next time. Peace.